Welcome to another episode of Mind Your Business, the podcast. My name is Abby, and each week I will be chatting to a different independent business owner about the story behind their business journey and how they built their brand. Enjoy the episode. So hello and welcome to another episode of Mind Your Business. Now this week I'm joined by Tracey.
Hi,
from Juiceology. Thanks for being here.
and thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. So why don't we kind of start if you tell us a wee bit more about what you do at Juiceology?
What is it we do at Juiceology? At Juiceology, I make and sell to order fresh cold pressed juices. So it's just using fresh fruit and veg. There's nothing added, there's no water, there's no supplements added to it. It's just pure fruit and veg. It's not been pasteurised or heat treated in any way, shape or form.
Right.
So it's got a shelf life of 5 days.
Right, so it's just the pure natural stuff.
Yeah. Nothing to preserve it or anything, because you want the freshest that you possibly can.
So how did you get into that then? What led to you starting the business?
I got into that because we moved to Spain in 2010, so I had to give up my job because obviously you've no family for watching the kids. My husband worked offshore at that point, so he was always away for 5 weeks at a time.
Right.
So you're basically your friends or your family living over there. And I got into juicing for myself. I've always been into health and fitness, and I saw one of my friends before I'd moved to Spain. I'd heard her talking about she had psoriasis, she had a really bad skin condition, and she was just back from a retreat in Turkey, and she was doing a juice cleanse, which I'd never heard of before. So you're going back maybe 10, 12 years ago. I'd never heard of it, and she was following, like, it was an apple juice cleanse at this time, and she'd mentioned Jason Vale. Again, I'd never heard of him before, but she just said it was absolutely incredible, and how it had improved her skin no end, and her mindset and things. So slowly went out my head, moved to Spain. You're obviously in a sunnier climate. Ordered myself a juicer and started just juicing on a regular basis, because you were getting the fresh fruit and that from the markets and that anyway. So just getting, even if it was just fresh oranges. One of my friends lived in Al Harin, and she had like an orange trees growing in her garden, because it was in the campo, and they were like the best oranges that you could get. So I used to juice them. Then I started following Jason Vale, ordered like his books, and did a couple of cleanses myself when I was living in Spain. And it was about getting like the vegetables and the fruits and things into the kids as well, and just letting them try different things. So obviously living in Spain, the hotter weather, it's easier to do. And then we moved back 3 years later, and my middle son was diagnosed with celiac disease. So I just wanted to make sure I was getting the essential nutrients inside them, and because he is good with fruit and veg, he's a really good eater, but it's what they can absorb as well. And at the same time, when we moved back, we found out my mum had been diagnosed with lung cancer. So again, I didn't go back to work. I've worked since I left the school, didn't go back to work, and just wanted to be there to support my mum. Started getting into juicing when I was home again, but it was more about what juices could I make to support my mum going through her treatment, because she was having chemo and radiotherapy. And obviously, if she wasn't having a good day, I just wanted to make sure she was still getting essential nutrients and things. And she did really well on it. And sometimes if she wasn't eating, if their mouth was sore, I had to find out what juices she could take, because obviously citrus fruits can affect chemotherapy and things. So I used to I got into it that way as well. So through doing it for my mum, and then our oncologist was saying, whatever you were doing, you're doing great. She was thriving on it. So that's really the basis of why I did it. But I didn't actually think I would be making and selling the juices. It was more the juice therapy side of it, because obviously, like, I lost my mum. So after like 2 years, which I was great that I was able to be here and spend the time with her and things and help her. And I just thought, right, I need to go and do something for myself. Gary was still working offshore. The kids were getting older, didn't really need me as much. And it was Gary that said, well, don't just go and get a job for the sake of getting a job. Why don't you go and do something that you're passionate about? So at that point, one of my friends she works in Stirling, and she had just finished the INN Institute of IIN, Institute of Integrated Nutrition.
Right, okay.
So I'd messaged her and I said to her, how did you find it? And, you know, I'm thinking about maybe going along that line, you know, like the health and coach side. And she said, why are you not doing a juice course or something? And I says, I didn't actually know there was such a thing. And she went, that's what you're passionate about. And when she said that, that was like my light bulb moment. And I thought, why am I not? Yeah. So then I started looking into it, and there was such a thing, and it was the Juice Master Academy. So again, looked into it a little bit more. It's like a 2-year course. It's all online.
Right, okay.
You know, so there's no race, you know, work at your own pace. But I thought, well, I'm not working, you know, I've got the time that I can do it just now. I'm as well doing it while I've got the time and the money to do it. So I actually I contacted the Juice Master Academy for some advice, because obviously I didn't stay on at school. I left when I was just before I was 16, didn't go to college or anything. Straight out of school, always worked all my days. So spoke to like the tutor, who was Mary Taylor, who's now a friend of mine as well, and she gave me some advice. And you know, because you had to study biology and then the anatomy, and I hated biology at school, so I thought so I had like good conversations with her. She put me in touch with somebody in Edinburgh that had done the course, and she basically, the advice was just go for it and you know, take your time. So I was quite disciplined with myself, and at that time you've got to, once you've passed the course, you've got to do the second part, which is the actual academy, right? Like down in near London, for a full weekend, do like your fishbowl presentation, and it's more hands-on experience, right? Okay. To say you've done it, but they've now turned that into a virtual academy, right? So it's all done online, whereas ours was the very last one that you could attend. So Mary was there, and Jason Bale took it himself, with it being the last one as well. So it was absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So again, not even thinking that I would be making the juices, it was more to do the consultations and the one-to-one and help them with their health. If there was anything I could help to improve their lifestyles through a better eating plan or juices to enhance their diets. But then I know a lot of people in Dunfermline, and people were asking me about juices and what could I recommend, and all I was doing at that time was putting them onto Jason Vale's plans, or you know, showing them recipes for the books, and they were like, you should make them. So again, started looking at decent machines, because to do it on a small cold press, you know, you couldn't run a business on that.
So, I can imagine you need the big machines.
Oh, you need it's a big machine. And I've got the smallest one, but again, there's like another fellow juice therapist that I've met and become a friend as well, down in Dorset, in Poole, Juliet, and she's got Juice It. She had one of these commercial machines, and she offered for me to fly down to go and meet the company that were supplying them. Good Nature supply in America and worldwide as well, but this company down in Southampton were doing very similar, and they offered for me to fly down. So Gary and I flew down, and we met with Juliet, so because she stayed near them, so she took us to her house to let me see how she was working it and how she was running it as a business. And just took it from there. And it's been a huge learning curve. You know, it's not just a case of like sometimes on a Sunday night I'll get up in the Monday morning, and folk have messaged and said, can I get a 3-day cleanse for like the next day, like for Monday? And I'm like, it doesn't work like that. No. You know, because it is all fresh I've got to work it all out, and you know, so there's no wastage.
Because I know you have like certain days where you can put orders in and then pick
so
up.
I've got cut-off days. So I only like do it a Monday and a Wednesday. Right. And I think it's just changing people's mindsets as well, and you know, and it's different and it's fresh. Yeah.
So that was just about 2 years ago, did you say?
Yeah,
that
2 years, end of January.
It's been done so well, hasn't it? You've got you're really active on social media, so is that kind of, I think so. Has that kind of helped you, like your Facebook and your Instagram? Do you get a lot of custom from that?
I wouldn't say so much Instagram, definitely Facebook.
Right.
Definitely Facebook, and I do have help on my social media. Right. You know, that's not me doing all the, like I had branding photos done. But one of my friends, she helps me with my business, with the social media side of things, so that I am constant, because I don't think I would be good.
So it really sounds like it's you. She does well.
And you know, we come up with a plan between us, and you know, I'll send information over to my friend, and between the two of us we get it sorted. Sort of
yeah. I always just thought that was you, like, because you
no,
do a lot of like tips and recipes and stuff like that on there.
we do that.
Yeah.
But I send her she's got access to all my pictures now, you know, like my branded photo shoot ones that I did. So because I don't think I would have a clue how to do the grids, or so she helps me with that. Sort of
she does like the layouts
she
and
does
stuff.
the layouts and that for me. And my little videos that are on Facebook, because again I'm not very technical minded, so I suppose if I put my mind to it, but it doesn't really interest me,
right?
So I get my friend to do like my whiteboard videos and things for me. So we have like, it's normally a plan on a Monday, and it just sort of sees the theme right through, so it's Monday to Friday,
right?
We'll have a plan, or if there's recipes, or if there's juices or tips, or just information about why you should juice, or why juice therapy, you know. And there's lots more information on my actual website as well. So
there's loads on there.
So there's like lots of Q&As that people can go in and find out about, because people do ask me, and you know, if I was to put everything in their Facebook message, it would just be too much. So I'll do a brief overview and then give them the direct link to where they'll find more information, and then if they've got any other questions, they can just contact me direct.
So kind of staying like with the social media thing, obviously you've got a strong brand on there, like with your grid and stuff. Was the branding, like the logo and your packaging and stuff, was that an easy process? Did you always kind of have an idea in your mind?
Not a clue.
No?
Not a clue.
How did you go around that then?
One of my friends had, when I thought about a website, she had recommended one of her friends who was doing it for himself, Alex, and so I went up and met him. And I think you just get to know somebody, like you get an instant connection with him, and I really liked him. He was just starting, he'd left, I think he'd worked in Sky, he'd left and he was setting up himself. So it was actually him that designed my logo as well,
right?
My branding. So, and it was my friend that designed my labels, so who helps with my social media,
right?
Because we got one from Alex, which was great, but even labels is a hard thing to sort out, and you know, you could go cheap and get the white ones, but you've got to make sure that they're fine if you freeze them. There's all different things, some of them aren't great, you know, the amount of label companies I've been through to test as well, that for putting on the bottles, so you've not got like air bubbles. You're always going to get an air bubble, but my branding is the clear label with the white, which is quite a specific print as well. Not all companies do it, because it's on white. It's reverse ink print or something, it's called. Don't know, but it's more expensive as well. So, and to try and fit all that information, to try and keep the label so that it's I didn't want it all wrapped around, because it's hard enough putting the label on, because it's myself that does them all.
So I was going to ask you that, so do you still do all that?
I'm a one-stop shop, I do it all.
So you have to label them, then obviously make the juice, fill them, package them up.
So it's a lot. It's very hands-on. Obviously you're prepped beforehand, and then working out your orders, and that's why you have to have cut-offs. Do you know? Otherwise you'd have produce coming. You know, whenever. So
is that just from your house that you do that then?
Yeah, I've got a separate juice kitchen that's built within my house as well. So lucky to have that space. So we had a fitted kitchen put in, well, commercial kitchen put in. So I've got, like, you know, there's certain things that you've got to have in it, like your dishwasher, your commercial sinks for washing your produce, so you've got to have that, and just one for like cleaning up sort of thing. So I've got that, I've got the machine in there, it's all been passed by the environmental health, so they have to come down and assess it all. I've then got to have my juices tested every 3 to 4 months. So just to validate the process, to make sure that I'm following procedures, because they check for like E. coli. I can't say all the
the big long.
The big long one. Begins with an S, it's long. Yeasts, moulds, there's loads, but they test for it. But I have to get mine done every 4 months. But one of my friends who lives down in Dorset is once, and that's it. So every environmental is different as well. Every area, every region's different. So there is a lot of work involved. But when you get good feedback, it's worth it.
So if you want to make a new juice, do you need to get it like tested or stuff, or can you kind of, so you can't just like put one out, you have to go through?
I could put it out on trial. I wouldn't get labels made up or anything until I knew I was going to keep it. You know, but it has to go out with specific information on it. Do you know, if I was to sell it in shops, then I would have to get like a nutritional value label put on, which then it costs you about £250 for one juice.
Right, because you have to send that away to someone to get all that information.
So that's a lot of money.
Oh, God.
Whereas just giving it third party, like for me giving to you, for example, is fine. Do you know? I mean, and as long as it's got all the relevant information, like the ingredients are listed, if there's any allergenic foods, like your celery can be allergenic to some people, so it's to be in italics or highlighted in some way. Care instructions, you know, like your use by date, so people know. What else? Like my address.
Oh, that's got in there as well.
Or your postcode, so that people can find you. Yeah, so people know where it's made.
There's so much that you would never think.
And it's been a long, honestly, when you first go into it, you do. I was naive. You just think you just make the juice and you'll sell it.
Yeah.
Because it's a raw product.
Yeah, when it's something that people are eating, it has to be. And
it's not being treated, you know. So. Yeah. Yeah.
So has it been a learning curve kind of going into the business world? If obviously you said you weren't used to that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Learning curve from an intellectual property, the IPO. I was probably ready to launch maybe 6 months prior to when I did launch, but Juiceology, I then got a letter from the IPO after paying my money to say that somebody was objecting it.
Right.
So it turned out it was a company down in London, which I knew, but they had ceased trading in 2010.
Right.
But they weren't even a juice company, they were it was like a spritzer.
Right, okay.
For alcoholic beverages. So that's sort of, you know, you have to wait like to appeal it. So I went to the guy, anyway it was fine, and I was granted it, but that took an extra 3 months, so 6 months in total.
Yeah, just to get that sorted
So, and again, that's things that I would never even have thought about. Because you just don't know. So then it's protected and copyrighted for 10 years.
Right, so you're kind of sorted.
Yeah, aye.
There is always things like that come up that you're just
You just think, God, where did that come from?
You'll get used to it though. You'll be
it's done
a professional now.
Anything that have you got yours done?
I see. I never think about stuff like that, but probably should.
It's just I would never have thought about doing it.
Yeah, no, that's good though. So I know that you do a lot of networking. Have you found that sort of helped you? Yeah,
definitely. I think it's good for your confidence as well, going out and meeting different people.
Yeah.
And you're always looking for other groups to get into, and like-minded people as well. And some groups might not be for you, but it's just getting your name out there as well. And you never know who's going to be at one meeting either.
It's just like a chance comment. It could be to one person, and then it could lead to something. So
I know you don't know who that person knows as well, that could maybe connect you with somebody else.
So I know you go to the Mums in Business one. That's where we met actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Was that last year or something? Is there any other ones that you go to, or is that like the main sort of?
I've been to one. I've only been there once actually. I keep meaning to go back, but I seem to be always busy on the Friday morning. And they have it at the Crooked Glen in Dulac. Is it Fife?
I think I was recommended that one actually.
Lorraine Brown organises it. So that was a good one, but again I keep meaning to go back. It's only like every third Friday in the month. But what other one? I went to the one on Friday last Thursday, the Queendom one.
Oh yeah.
Was it Friday?
I think it was a Friday. I missed that one.
That was really good. Put on by Business Gateway, and I was putting faces to a lot of names as well, because you see people on the groups, but you don't know, you've never met them face to face. So that's quite good, and doing like different wellness fairs and things are really good as well, because again you're with like-minded people. There's people that are interested maybe in your product, or you know, and some people think, I'm not. Some people are put off with colours as well, like green juices. But until you've actually tried it, you think it's not as bad as what you think. You know, it's actually really nice.
Yeah, it's easy just to be like, that's going to taste green.
It's going to taste horrible. But no, they're quite nice.
Yeah, no, that's good. So you go to a lot of those wellness sort of things. Are you like selling things there, or do you just kind of go and meet people? Or
I've just the last one I did was at the Ecology Centre, and that's the first time I've actually sold, because normally I just go along with samples.
Right.
But I thought the last couple that I had done, people are always saying, have you got any to take away? And I'm like, no, I don't. It's just purely samples. So I thought I'll just test the water, and that's why I brought in like the smaller bottles as well, because sometimes that's more convenient for people. Like I've got the 2 different sizey bottles now, so I've got the big bottles, the 500ml, and I've also got the 250, the small one. So, but I just took the small ones and some ginger shots to sell, and they went down really well. I sold everything. So
yeah, the ginger shots are good. I remember I got one of them at the meeting. Oh, I like them. So is there like a product that's like a bestseller or like your favourite to make? Or
some are easier than others to make, or not easier, more time consuming. Like the green booster, after you've juiced it all, they've then got to blend it with avocado. So I've got a specific blender for that, so you're not losing the quality, the goodness of the juice as well.
Right, okay.
But no, they're all, I'd say the zesty's a favourite. The yellow one is a big favourite with most clients. The least favourite juice is probably the green dream, whereas that's my favourite.
Right.
That's very green.
So just putting people off, you think, the colour?
Yeah, no, it is. It's definitely, it's official, definitely. Yeah. And then because there's not been anything added to preserve it, once it settles, you know, the colour can like lie at the bottom, so it looks like I'm not saying a dirty water, but you know what I mean? Yeah. But if you shake it, the green all comes back again, but that just proves that there's nothing been added to it as well. It's a natural product.
Natural. Yeah, it's better having that than all the processed.
I know, because when you go into the shops and, you know, if you can't get anything, then something from the shops is obviously better. But if you actually look at the ingredients, you know, you'd be surprised. It'll maybe say it's a kale juice and the percentage of kale that's in it is very, very minimum, and it's been topped up with other fruit and vegetables, but water, and because it's been heat treated, it turns to sugar. Yeah, you know, it's not like your
I was going to say that. Yeah, do they add sugars and
quite sweet?
Yeah,
so just to give it a longer shelf life.
Yeah, I've actually got a question. I've asked some people on Instagram, and I've got one that kind of relates to that. So, is there any truth? You know how people say when you blend fruits and stuff, it makes it like worse for you because of the sugar? Is that true, or is that?
They say that, but in my opinion, I don't think so.
Yeah, because you know how on like Slimming World and stuff, if you mash a banana, it's bad for you suddenly.
But then Slimming World will tell you not to eat an avocado because it's too many points.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But for the sugar, I know what they're saying. You know, you blend it all, but then I don't drink fruity smoothies. Do you know what? I prefer a juice. With,
so is it the smoothie really that kind of comes in then when you're...
And if you put a banana or a bit of avocado in it, it does slow down. But there is sugar in your produce, but it's a natural sugar and your body absorbs it. And our bodies all need sugar. It's our energy source. It's all about balance, isn't it? I don't take anything out of my diet. You know, I'm very focused. I go to the gym Monday to Friday in the mornings. I have my juices every day. I'll maybe do a cleanse, you know, once a season or a couple of times a year, or even a mini cleanse, and maybe like a healthy soup or an evening meal. But if I want a takeaway on a Saturday night, or if I'm going somewhere, I'll have it. If I want a glass of wine or a gin and tonic, I'll have it. Do you know, I'm not all or nothing. It's all about balance. Otherwise life would be very, very boring.
If you're just constantly...
And I would hate for people to think that because I've got my juice business that's all I'm about. Do you know what I mean? I like going out and having fun. Like I'm away to Wales tomorrow for the weekend, and you know, and it'll be fun and it'll be eating and drinking. You know, but I'm looking forward to it. It's like one of my best friends. You know, I'll come back on a Monday and just get back onto it again. Yeah,
it's giving yourself that time to just enjoy yourself.
Exactly, life's too short.
No worry about it.
It is. It's just if you can put the goodness in, then you can. You know, it's all about balance.
Totally. I've actually, there's a question here as well about the benefits of a juice cleanse. You've kind of mentioned the juice cleanse and you do them like maybe a couple of times a year. So what kind of things can that do for people?
You will lose weight, but I never promote it as a weight loss product because for me it's about changing bad eating habits. Or if you've got not even so much bad eating habits, because not saying anybody has bad eating habits, but I think it makes you more aware what you're eating. Because we're all guilty of like grabbing a biscuit or grabbing a packet of crisps or just grabbing anything really. So I think when you're doing a juice cleanse and you're in that mindset, you've paid good money to do it, it's about changing the mindset and being more aware of what you're feeding your body. So you're giving your digestive system a rest. If you've got like maybe trouble with your stomach, you know, a lot of people with IBS find that a juice cleanse helps them because they're giving their digestive system a rest. You're feeding your body quality nutrition, because a lot of us are like overfed and undernourished because the foods we're eating nowadays, a lot of them are just full of sugars and salts, or added sugars and salts, because it's convenient. You know, people lead busy lives, so like you're eliminating all of that, you're eliminating coffee,
right,
tea.
Oh God.
So all you're basically doing, if you're doing a proper cleanse, is having, you know, I supply 5 juices a day, so it's 4 juices and one's a smoothie, so you're getting your healthy fats as well. You get your ginger shot, you get your herbal teas, and you get a lemon. So you would basically start your day with a hot warm lemon and your ginger shot, and then go about your day. Now I supply 5 juices, but some people will only manage the 4.
Right.
But I always say if you can take the 5 and do them every 2 to 3 hours, it just keeps your blood sugars level as well, and keeps your hunger coming in at bay, you know, from you feeling hungry all the time. And I think it's not that you're hungry, I think you miss the chewing. Do you know what I mean? And just because you can. And,
just the act of eating.
Yeah, and it's hard if you're still cooking for the rest of the family. Like if I'm doing it, you're still having to cook for everybody else, and the smells, and
That's so hard.
That is hard. Do you know what I mean? Like I did one just not long ago before I went to Liverpool. I didn't do a full one, I just did a couple of days, but because it was the winter and I thought I'll do it properly when I come back, I just had my juices, and then I had like a healthy soup, because in the winter you sometimes just need something warm in your body as well. You need a heat. So that was nice. So there's different ways to incorporate a juice cleanse. And a juice cleanse isn't for everybody. You know, and I do have clients that'll say to me, well, I want to do a 5-day juice cleanse, and they've never done a cleanse before, and I'm like, you know, I would hate to set anybody up for failure.
Right.
Obviously with 5 days you get the best results, and longer. 3 days, your first 3 days is always the hardest, then you know, you're sort of fine. But I would always say to people, just start on a 3-day, or you know, just to see how you go. And then if they're like, no, I'm in the mindset, then that's fine. At least I've prepared them. And 9 times out of 10, everybody's fine and they feel amazing. So you've got like mental clarity, improvement in your skin. You're maybe sleeping better. Your stomach's less bloated. You've got much more energy. You're just more alert. Because you're not using up energy like digesting your foods and things.
Right.
So everybody's results are different as well. You know, I have some people that they've maybe lost up to £10 doing like a 5-day cleanse.
Wow.
And like myself, if I'm doing one, I still go to the gym and exercise like I would.
Right.
But for somebody that's maybe never exercised before, you know, I would say don't just jump right into going in and doing a workout program that you've never done before. You know, if you're on a cleanse, you might feel sleepy, you might feel tired. If people have been following a bad diet, or drink a lot of coffee, or drink a lot of Coke, then they can get really bad headaches. I've never had that, headaches, but I have had some clients that are saying, you know, the headaches are unbelievable, and just make sure you're still drinking enough water. I know you think you don't need it because you're having your juices, but it's to flush everything out and keep the system moving and things.
I think it would be the coffee. I think it is. The headaches are probably just like the caffeine.
It's just withdrawals. But then people, you know, because they've seen the results and they feel better afterwards, it makes them more aware of moving forward. Or it makes them more aware of not how bad their diet was, that's not what I mean, but just how, like, they would just be a picker. Just because they're not hungry, but just because they can. So, you know, if you've seen great results and you've lost a wee bit of weight, because we will all lose weight doing it, but you're always going to put that back on if you go back to the way you were eating before. But that's like any diet. So I never promote it as a diet or a weight loss. It's more about how to make you feel better. Because
if you are feeling better, you're more likely to keep going and maybe make...
And even just for your mental health as well, it gives you that a bit... clarity as well, I think.
Oh, another question. Is there any like juices or anything that you can recommend that would help with like winter colds? You know how we're all feeling a bit run down. Is there like any like nutrients that we need to be getting?
Definitely a ginger shot.
Those help.
I would say definitely getting them into your system in the morning, and you can also have them in hot water. So it's like a natural lemsip then, because there is lots of ginger in them. The lemon helps with the digestive system and, you know, overall benefits. So I would definitely say that. Another one, pineapple's good for like if you've got a cold, like mucus in your nose and things. So the zesty sunshine would be quite a good one as well.
I never thought of like pineapple.
It can clear the mucus in your. If you've got a cold and things, help. Something to do with the bromelain in the pineapple.
Right, so the best to kind of start drinking stuff like that before it comes on then?
Yeah, I take, well, we take ginger shots all year round because obviously I used to get really bad hay fever as well, so...
Oh, they help with that?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't take any tablets now at all.
Oh, because my boyfriend's got terrible hay fever.
Really bad.
He used to take antihistamines every day, all year.
I used to go on fexofenadines, the strongest ones you could get for the doctor, and I was potting 2 and 3 a day, and they're only 1 a day, and the doctor was like, no, you can't be doing that. They didn't even touch. Now I don't touch any tablets.
God.
We take them every single morning, the ginger shots. So they're good for hay fever, for colds, for your immune system, for your digestive, because they are just small, 35ml. But if you think about, you're never getting that concentrated amount of ginger in your stomach, because you probably don't use a lot of ginger in your cooking.
Never.
So it's a great way, and they're quite strong, my ones.
I like them though.
Yeah.
It is like, you do get the burn, but it's nice.
And my kids all have them as well. So,
they all like them as well. So are they into the juices too?
Yeah. I mean, some like other ones more, you know what I mean, you know what kids are like, and sometimes it's just visual. Like my youngest will not drink the green one, but then the other week, well, he drinks the booster one, but he doesn't like the green dream. But the other week he's like, oh, can I maybe just try that? So I gave him like a little shot, and he's like, oh, it's actually not that bad. Yeah. So your taste buds change as well.
Oh yeah, totally. And I think it's good, like I would need it for the fruit, because I'm bad at fruit. Like we eat so many vegetables because it's like in your dinner and stuff, but like fruit you have to actually go and buy it and eat it as like a snack sort of thing. And
so it's a good way of getting a range of vegetables into you, and a lot, I like when you're saying you're eating vegetables through your cooking and things, but a lot of the nutrients you're losing as well, depending on if they're overcooked. So you're getting it in its rawest form as well.
That is true, because now all we're eating is soup. I'm like constantly making soup. So I feel like I'm being healthy, but maybe if it's all getting burnt away.
No, something's better than nothing.
So you kind of mentioned that, like, obviously you're into the gym and getting outside and walking and stuff. So do you find that kind of helps you switch off for the business? Is that like your kind of you time to...
Yeah, because if I don't, I used to like go and do quite a few classes before I started my business, like 9:30 classes and things. But now I'm there I was there at 5:30 this morning.
Oh God.
I know, but if I don't, then your day just gets lost. So it's my time. I just go for an hour in the gym, come home, walk the dogs, and then go about my day. Whereas at night time, like not so much now, but both the boys, like my middle one, he drives his Celtic football now and stays over in Edinburgh, but the youngest, if he had football, you were always like maybe going out at night to football training or dropping off. So it's easier now, but I can't get motivated at night.
Right, yeah, I'm the same.
It's just the thought of going out to the gym at night, I'm like, no, I'm a morning person, that suits me much better.
Yeah, especially in winter, I think, when it's dark at like 4:30, you're like...
It's dark at 5:30 in the morning, go to the gym, you have to defrost your car.
Aye, is that no?
It's fine though, because, I mean, it's not just me, I'm not in there on my own, there's other mental people as well, but it's great, it sets you up for the day then. Yeah. And you know you've done it.
So do you kind of find it difficult to juggle like the family and all the kids and work and everything?
And it's just try to be organised. I'm not one for lists. I do try to do lists, but it's all, I've got my list up there, and I have tried many times to be organised that way. But I know what has to get done. And I know when it has to be done by, and I just get on with it.
You just get on with it.
And they say it gets easier as the kids get older, but I think they're messier and they cause you more work.
More stress.
I know. And then just, you just manage it, you just go on with it. Life is busy. And juggling it.
But busy's good sometimes, as long as you're enjoing what you do.
I think I've always been used to it as well, though, with Gary working offshore. So I've been used to juggling the three of them. And obviously I had my mum and dad watching them when I used to work part-time as well. I had that luxury. Didn't need childcare or that, so I knew they were well looked after. But night time, you know, you just have to get on with it. So it was like being a single parent, but not financially. You know, so you just have to get on with it. Yeah. So if you can do that, you can. And then get help. You know, as they get older, then you're maybe doing car shares, so you're not out as often. But you know, football or dancing, you know, and Darcy's got a horse that she drives now, so I didn't have to take her to the stables. Right, so you get a bit more time for yourself back. Exactly.
So do you have any sort of master plan for the business? Where do you see yourself going and taking it, and what's the plan?
What's the master plan? Who knows? Just try and build up more business days, like a juice twice a week. If there's another market, if there's another day for opening up a third day, then great. But you obviously work your orders.
Yeah.
So whereas now I juice on a Monday and a Wednesday, and the wellness shots on a Tuesday. I did think about maybe opening a storefront, but I don't know, like you've got a lot of overheads with all that as well, and that sort of scares me. Is there a market for it? Because sometimes it's the mentality, will people spend the money on a juice, or would they rather go and buy like a steak bake and a can of juice? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Things like that. So I don't know, maybe I would like to build more on the therapy side as well.
Right, okay.
The clients, get clients in the door, maybe build on that. And I'm quite happy just helping people.
Yeah.
You know, people message for advice a lot as well. Quite happy to offer it. And just as long as there's a market for it, I'm quite happy to keep supplying.
Yeah, just keep doing what you love.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Right, so this is a wee section that I call check them out. So if you have any small businesses that you want to give a wee shout out to, you can go ahead, do as many as you like.
I'd like to shout out to the Pretty Little Company. It's my friend's business, but she's very creative, and it's a digital. She does she's done away with the frame side of it things now. But if you're looking for that special gift or unique print, go and check out her page.
Yeah.
Pretty Little Company, Laura. And the other one is my friend and neighbour, and they've just started their own business called OMTs. So go and check Emily's page out as well. So they're doing like wellness teas.
Right, okay.
So, and I've sampled a few of them, and they're really, really nice.
Oh, nice.
And the other one I would shout out to is the Queendom of Fife, because I just think what Cara's putting out there just now for like the community is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, she's built such an amazing community already. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So check out Cara as well.
Yeah, well, I'll tag all them in the post when this goes live on Instagram so people can check them out. So the last thing is for you to plug yourself. So where can we find you online?
Oh yes, online it's www.juice-ology.co.uk or Facebook and Instagram at Juiceology UK.
Perfect. So if people want to order, do they just drop you a wee message?
Contact me through my website or my Facebook page and place an order. If you want to place an order for a Monday, it's to be in by a Friday at 6, and for orders on a Wednesday, on a Monday by 6 p.m.
Perfect.
Look forward to it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely go and check out Tracey. And I'll pop all the links, like I say, on Instagram and on this episode. And yeah, thank you so much for chatting with me.
Thank you, Abby.
It's been so good talking to you. And thank you for listening, and I'll speak to you next week. Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Mind Your Business. If you're not already, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Mind Your Business Podcast for updates on future guests and behind the scenes look at what we've been chatting about in this episode. See you next week.